Hi everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2. So I think we've got a few more characters to talk to. So you're headed off to Neverwinter, are you? Just remember that you're a harbourman and don't take any guff from the city folk. We harbourmen can take care of ourselves. We don't need any fancy walls to keep us safe. That's true, but is there anything you can... Actually, that's not true. That's not true, because you've been burnt down and killed. Is there anything you can do to help me with the journey? Here, take this. Harbourmen take care of their own, not like them city dwellers. You remember that. If I had more to spare, I would, gladly. But after this attack, and with the season we've been having, well, this is the best I can do for you. A potion of cure moderate wounds, that's pretty good. How have the fields been recently? I've heard it said that the first people came to West Harbour because it was one of the only sections of dry ground in the swamp. Swamps have plenty of fertile soil, perfect for growing all manner of crops. It's been good like that for years. This past season has been tough though. So why has this season been bad? That's the 3 platinum question right there. We have more water than we know what to do with, and the soil seems as rich as ever too. Very suspicious. So we've talked to all these other people, I think. As it turns out, I could have finished that last session, couldn't I? And we burgled all the houses, I think. Okay, well let's head to Neverwinter. Okay, we've got to leave the Mayor of Dead Men first, through the Weeping Willow Inn. That looks like there's a little fight going on.
Now that we're outside, maybe you'd like to tell me what you said again. Slowly this time, so you could think about what you're saying.
You're a small one to be taking this road all by yourself, dwarf. Maybe you've come looking for trouble. Unless you have a little coin to convince us otherwise.
Whoa! Whoa, this sounds like a protection racket. I need to stop this right now. What's going on here?
Nothing that concerns you. This is between us and the dwarf, and whatever coin he happens to have with him.
Ah, you're welcome to try to take it if you're all game. You all can't be frightened of one little dwarf, can you? If you're afraid of being humiliated in front of the stranger here, well, now that's another matter.
We're not frightened of either of you, and it seems to me you need to learn a lesson.
I'm going to help the dwarf, obviously. He's not the one demanding money. This isn't a fair fight.
Outnumbered? Well, I suppose they could bring some more friends if they wanted. That might even things up a bit.
This matter is between us and the dwarf here. It's none of your concern.
Come on. Someone tried to hit me already. Even the newcomer here sees that you're all too afraid to do anything.
All right, I've heard enough of this. Come on, boys. Let's deal with the dwarf and his new friend.
Rip you to shreds!
Oh, they're already all barely injured. 500 animal companion.
Take that!
Okay, looks like I'll be fighting you then. Right, he's badly wounded, so we'll stick a cure spell on him.
Come on!
Let's... Take that! Well now, that was a good fight. A shame they had to resort to weapons, but if they have to keep the odds even, can't blame them too much. Name's Kelgar, by the way, of the clan Iron Fist. I've been making my way along the coast for some time now, stopped in the Willow here for a brief fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good job I was here, because actually would have died if I wasn't. So I'm glad I could even the odds for you.
Ha! Even the odds? They didn't stand a chance in the first place. Obviously, you haven't heard of me. So tell me, what brings you out along the mare? Roads aren't exactly safe, you know, and they're getting worse all the time.
Yeah, I'll tell 'em the truth. I'm on my way to Neverwinter.
Seems it's your lucky day then. I happen to be traveling to Neverwinter as well.
Oh, really? Why are you going there?
Now that's a tale. Oh, glad you asked. But can't discuss it without a tankard or two, I think. I say we step inside the Weeping Willow here and share our stories over a few of the innkeeper's best. So then I punched him in the face for asking. And while he was trying to pick his teeth off the floor, his friend decided to add a few choice words about my heritage. So I punched him too. So to make a long story short, I take pride in what I do, fighting. It's something you can't get enough of, and it's something where there's always room for improvement if you apply yourself, stay focused, and keep swinging. And that's why I'm headed to Neverwinter. I heard there's a house of monks there. A monastery, right? I heard they'll train anyone, just for the asking. Couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
Oh, so you're not a monk already then? But you want to become a monk?
Aye, that's the short of it.
Yeah, go on, tell me more.
Well, as it happens, I didn't always want to become a monk. What happened was that...
The Kalachah! Find it!
Well, look at this. Our next round of practice just arrived.
Yeah, I think they're after me, really. Oh, we've got all our hit points back. I'll go... Yeah, let's all go for the
All
blading.
Right.
I've spotted some enemies. This shouldn't take long.
I've still got my music. Have I missed one? No, I don't think so. Right, if you're in my party, we'll find you a better picture. And we'll make you pick stuff up. Whoops, missed then. Okay, that's how we need you. Let's find a appropriate picture for you. I've still got combat music. There's more of them upstairs, help me. Okay, how do I get upstairs? Oh, that must be upstairs there. Should I talk to her? Please, someone help me! There are more of those foul beasts upstairs. They've my husband trapped. I'll take care of them. Stay here where it's safe. You seem to have a knack for finding trouble, Yanni. Yeah, I do. Stay with me and I'll bring you all the brawls you can handle. Let's go. And that's quite a lot. We best hurry. We don't want those creatures to leave before we get there. Thank you so much, sir. I'm hungry. No, please hurry. I'm afraid of what the creatures might do to him. Hungry. God. I need to learn to read. And do accents. And talk. And play Dungeons and Dragons properly.
Right.
God, don't trigger attacks of opportunity from all of them. Are you insane?
That's it for me.
Yeah, I'm not fucking surprised. I'm gonna die now. Why the fuck did he trigger all those attacks of opportunity? Oh, you fucking retard. Why did he do that? I don't think I'm gonna have any option. I don't know where I last saved. Oh, elite. I've no idea, but I don't think it's possible to play this game with proper rules because the computers just trigger so many attacks of opportunity that they kill themselves. Right, I'll resume the LP as I'm going upstairs. Right, we're back. So, normal difficulty, you still get attacks of opportunity from moving. So, we're going to go back to hardcore rules, which are actually just sensible rules. What it means is I'm going to have to control both of us all the time and just not let the AI do anything at all.
Looks like time for a little fun.
Attack!
Did I tell him to go there? I can't remember now. I didn't tell you to do that, did I? Oh, you fucking retard! I'm clearly going to have a look to see if there's some better AI mods or something.
Take that!
I can do that.
I also told him to pick things up, but he doesn't seem to want to.
Let's get him.
Yeah, automatically pick up items on. Well, how about that one right fucking there? Good. So what class is he at the moment then? He's just a fighter, so if he's just a fighter, would he not be better off with a weapon? Is that bonus +5? Yes, he would be. And with some items. Whoops, that was actually my fault, wasn't it? Oh, nice. 50 damage on a critical hit. I can't remember if they're dead, if you do massive damage, or you have to make a system shock check or an equivalent. I can't remember now.
Follow me!
Galen? That's our merchant friend. Thank you for your assistance. I was beginning to think there was no end to those creatures. Aren't you the merchant that was in West Harbour recently? Yes, I am. I tried to make the trip twice a year. Not a lot of competition yet, and quite a healthy amount of gold to be made too. Wait, I've seen you before. Dagon's child from West Harbour. Am I right? Yeah, that's right. Good folk, you harbourmen. Strong, resilient, and you pay well for goods. I make a tidy sum whenever I stop by. I don't really think we need to talk about the trip to West Harbour. That's obviously not the main issue, is it? The most dangerous thing is all the killers in the pub. Right, I had some questions I'd like to ask you. I'll tell you what I can. I hope you understand I don't wish to tarry here, however. What would you like to know? Well, we can ask him. Do you know what these creatures were looking for? Nothing that would be of any value to me, I assure you. Something called a kalakcha. To be honest, the reason for their curiosity was not exactly a concern of mine. Most everything they said was gibberish to me anyhow. Was there anything else you'd like to know? No. The men and I should be leaving anyhow. It would seem I'd be safer resting on the road tonight. Thank you again for your assistance. I do hope that the next time we meet will be under better circumstances. What is our dwarf doing? Nothing.
Take that!
It's a shame I couldn't buy anything from the merchant, because then I could have got him some equipment. Please, don't hurt me. Calm down, no one's going to hurt you. You won't hurt me? I should thank you then. Those things were ready to tear me apart when you showed up. Who are you? I'm Zakin. Have you seen my wife, Gara? She ran off when the attack started. I stayed here and hid. Your wife is fine, she's waiting for you downstairs. Oh, thank the gods. But is it safe to leave if there are any more of those creatures? They've been dealt with, but I had some questions for you first. Anything, but please hurry, I must get out of here. What were you doing here? My wife and I were staying here for a few days before continuing on our way to Neverwinter, but those creatures attacked while we were getting ready to leave. Gara got away, but I was too scared to move. I hid under the bed, hoping they wouldn't see me. I had some other questions. Do you know anything about those creatures? I don't know. I've never seen anything like them before. They attacked so suddenly, we barely had time to react. Do you know why the creatures attacked? I have no idea. I couldn't make out anything they were saying except for one thing. They kept talking about something called a kalakcha, whatever that is. They seemed determined to find it. You can leave, it's safe now. Is it? Oh, bless you. I can't believe I'm still alive. Thank you, thank you. I think it's pretty important we get a thief soon. If I can, I might even multi-class our monk, fighter, dwarf friend into a thief. Although he wouldn't then be able to become a monk without taking an XP penalty. Okay, so I got your husband back. You've done it. Please, take this gold with our thanks. We'll be grateful forever. I don't need 25 gold. Your money won't be necessary, I'm just glad I could help. Thank you. You are most kind. Zakin and I should never forget you, good sir. We'd best be moving on. I don't mind a fight, but I don't like bringing others into our battles. That was the worst accent of all time. Right, can I buy stuff from you, Mr. Jarek? Looks like we were lucky to have you and your dwarf friend here. You'll always be welcome here at the Weeping Willow. Those who survived owe you their lives. What do you have for sale? Right, do I have any stuff to sell? Because of the crafting system, I'm not really sure what to keep and throw. Right,
Yes.
What weapon do you have? What armour do you have? Change shirt. Oh, you got some full plate here. Can I afford that? No.
Yes.
Actually, I could go for some full plate. I have to get about 400 gold. That might be a plot item, so I'm going to keep it. If I knew what these things were, they might be worth something. Right, still, I'll remember you've got full plate. That is important. Right, what weapons do you have? Let's just check. Weapon skills, weapon feats. You don't have exotic. But you can use anything else. And what's that? That's a one-handed axe, is it? No, it must be a two-handed weapon, that one. Great sword is better, though. Oh, and you've got some special items in this shop. Well, that's pretty sweet, if I could afford that. What's your dex, Kelgor? 13, not very good. You're not really that different to me in terms of your skills and that. Probably not a lot of point in dragging you around with me. Let's just equip him with stuff we find on our way, I think. I'll be back for some full plate mail at some point. I could sell, because I don't really need these. Mind you, they're not worth much either. Right, I'm not buying anything. Do you mind if I ask you some questions? Do you know if this attack was related to the one on West Harbour? West Harbour? No, I didn't know about that. Why would anyone attack a swamp village? I was hoping you'd know. Sorry, but if this attack is related, I couldn't tell you how. West Harbour? Something is definitely going on in the mare. Why do you say that? Well, lizard folk and bandit attacks are common enough, but they both know better than to attack West Harbour. You harbourmen have earned your reputation for being tough. Whoever or whatever's behind all this obviously isn't from around here. Everyone knows not to mess with that village. Have you heard anything about what lies up ahead on the road? Aye, none of it good. The garrison at Fort Lock has stopped patrols along the road for some reason. They certainly picked a bad time to do so. A lot of attacks on travellers by lizard folk lately, and you know about the savage attacks on my inn. Attacks. That's interesting. So why did the fort stop sending patrols? You'd have to ask them yourself. They just stopped showing up. Maybe the lizard folk have gotten so bad that they've got their hands full just holding their ground. I also hear there might be a new commander at the fort. If that's the case, he might not think patrolling the mare's important enough. Any idea from where the lizard men are coming? Your guess is as good as mine. They didn't used to be too common. Oh sure, you'd hear about the occasional story about an ambush, but all in all, the lizard folk tended to keep to themselves. There have been plenty of sightings lately though, and the lizards have gotten plenty aggressive. Something might be forcing them north, but I couldn't tell you what that was. Do you think maybe they have a lair nearby? Possibly. Word is they always run off to the east after an attack. Maybe that's where they're holed up. But most folk have enough common sense not to go chasing after them if they live through the attack. Have you heard any other news? Curious one, aren't you? Well, I did hear that the high road to Neverwinter's pretty much off limits now until all the patrols are started up again. Something about bandits. I don't see why it's any different from the usual roadside thievery, but then again I don't get out with the mare much. And the problems of Highcliffe, and the village of Highcliffe is having some problems. Of course, they're on the coast, so there's always problems. What kind of problems? Pirates? Storms? Just being on the coast makes you a target for Luskans, if nothing else. Bloody Luskans. But I thought Luskan was far to the north. You must have heard about the recent war Luskan had with Neverwinter, and even I've heard about their new war with Ruathim. The Luskans are always looking for an excuse for a scrap. They don't seem to care how far they have to go to find one either. Who's Ruathim? Some island, probably pirates as well. I really don't care as long as they keep the Luskans busy. What can you tell me about the Luskan war with Neverwinter? Not much, to be honest, except that it ended in a stalemate. I hear Neverwinter and Luskan have emissaries with each other again, though who knows how long that will last. Why did you build an inn here in the swamp? I actually didn't build it. The building was already here, I just fixed it up. After poking around for a while, I learned that there used to be a village here. This building was the only one that survived. What happened to the village? Destroyed during the war against the King of Shadows. Big war from what I understand, fought all across the Mare. Lots of fighting up around Fort Lock as well. You can still find relics strewn around the area. Oh, you mentioned relics? Nothing to get excited about from what I hear. Mostly interesting to scholars, though they'd have a hard time getting to any of the relics. Why do you say that? Word is that the spirits from the battle still haunt the places where they fell. Now, I don't normally believe ghost stories, but this is the Mare. Anything can happen out here. Even dark dwarves attacking a small inn. Does Fort Lock still stand? It's still standing. That fort's managed to survive worse things than a war. You can find it north of here. The fort still guards the roads between the Mare and the northern lands, though not as much as they used to with the Troubles. Farewell, Droic. Safe travels to you. Though after seeing what you did to those creatures, I'm wagering you'll be just fine. In the meantime, I'd best get started on some repairs. Good luck to you. So I don't know how long that's been, because it's cut in 2 sections for me, but I'm going to call an end to the episode there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Neverwinter Nights 2.